journalists about to publish their versions of the story, the Defense Department agreed to cooperate in our report.
60 Minutes, too, was on a roll. They just reported the Abu Ghraib story. I mean, they were rocking.
Accepting the Peabody Award, Dan Mather, correspondent for 60 Minutes Wednesday.
When it comes to striving to meet the responsibilities of the public trust that is the practice of journalism in this country.
Everyone was flying high. We've done an award-winning story that everyone's talking about.
U.S. officials are making changes at Abu Ghraib prison.
Today, the U.S. military set free more than 300 inmates.
That what took place in that prison does not represent America that I know.
There's a little bit of a Teflon that goes up, you know, okay, don't mess with them. They are on a roll. Let them keep going.
The outcome of this election.
So, yeah, it's true. The more power and prestige you get, all right, the more reluctant people are to tackle you. And Glib Medley says the timeline reveals that when I quit biking and went back to the subway, that's when I resumed more of my reading. I just think biking through a busy city is just an incredibly risky thing to do. So Cy Hersch was there, name checked by Dan Rather, Seymour Hersch. He published a memoir called Reporter in the New York Review of Books, reviewed it in early 2021. A merit of this book, Reporter, is the way it divulges Seymour Hersch's trade secrets. Be a bookworm, read before you write. Work the graveyard shift, right? You get more access late at night. Scrutinize the retirement notices of government and military officials, some of whom will sing. Be alert when meeting sources in restaurants. They may leave secret manila envelopes on chairs. Behave as though journalism is a bazaar. When CIA Director William Colby, meaning be willing to make deals, right? CIA Director William Colby in 1973 asked Hersch not to publish a story. I told him I would do what he wished, but I needed something on Watergate and CIA in return. Lastly, assume that your job is precarious. Editors tire of difficult stories and difficult reporters. So the My Lai massacre earned Hersch a Pulitzer Prize in 1970. It gave him the recognition that he craved. He began lecturing on college campuses. And he's been giving lucrative speeches ever since. So that's one of the best ways and easiest ways for writers to make a living, giving lucrative speeches. But to do that, you have to be aligned with the liberal left hero system. Right, the New York Times had no tradition of muckraking. So Hersch longed to work for the New York Times, but when he arrived at its Washington bureau in 1972, it was not a logical destination. But the Washington Post was so consistently winning the Watergate story